Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our next guest is a certified addiction recovery expert, widely recognized for his work on A&E's award-winning show, Intervention.
Hey. I've been where you've been, man. I'm an ex-crack addict, and I'm sober. I'm not pushing you. You have your whole life ahead of you. You've been sober before, right? What scares you about sobriety? What is it?
I've done prison time, homeless. I don't want to go in and then get back out to nothing.
Well, look, your mum's in there. She loves you. Right? Do it for your mum. Do it for Gabby. Work with me, and I'll make it okay. It's okay. It hurts, I know, but it's okay. You haven't felt that in a while. It's okay.
Here, as we wrap up Sober October with some advice for navigating social events, we welcome certified addiction recovery expert and author of A Dose of Positivity, Mike Diamond. Mike, great to see you. You really do great work on this show, and this show has a proven record of success, doesn't it?
It does. Thank you so much. Yes, it does have a proven record of success. A lot of people, they say, oh, interventions, they're the wrong thing to do. But I intervene when people have lost the ability to make really conscious, practical, pragmatic choices.
You come from a place of knowing where they've been.
Yes, I have. Yes, I use drugs very heavily. I'm open about, smoking crack, doing massive amounts of cocaine, drinking liquor. And here's the thing, my rock bottom was more of a spiritual rock bottom because no one actually intervened on me and told me to stop using. I made the choice to turn my life around. So when I see someone making a disempowering choice, I have the ability to intervene and say, hey, look, I know a better way because I live a better life now.
Okay, what does it take as motivation for people? Do they need to hit rock bottom? Does the family need to intervene?
Everyone is different.
Okay.
And to me, it's really, look, here's the thing. And it's funny you're jumping into like Sober October or these times when people like to reset. I always keep it simple, and I talk it about in my book, A Dose of Positivity. DOSE stands for dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins. We're always looking for a dose.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's empowering ways to get a dose, and there's disempowering. And human motivation is very simple. Human beings want to avoid pain and gain pleasure.
Yeah.
So I say, how are you getting your dose? So if someone is drinking or consuming, say, drugs, I say, well, what is your motivation? You're trying to obviously avoid pain and gain pleasure. So when I sit someone down, I slow them down. I help them breathe and regulate their emotions. And then I look at their habits and why they're making the disempowering choice.
Okay, let's talk about for the average person who maybe is curious about a sober lifestyle. What would you suggest they do when they go to, as the holidays start up? What should they do when they go to an event where they know there will be drinking or anything else there that they want to avoid for a while?
If they want to take a little reset, there's two great things I do. The first thing is if you could take a sober buddy with you or someone with you that you can rely on when you're feeling a little triggered and stressed. I used to do that in my early sobriety when I would go to a wedding. Because let's be honest, weddings are fun. There's a lot of celebration. So I would take a sober buddy. The second thing is a little trick. See, you don't have to tell people, because remember, it's one day at a time. Okay? So you just don't want to drink for the day. I always tell people this little trick. Tell someone you're on some medication or an antibiotic, because no one is supposed to drink on medication or antibiotic.
Oh, good one.
Right? And then someone will say, oh, Mike's on antibiotics. He shouldn't drink. And it gets you through those tough conversations of why aren't you drinking? It's a wedding or, it's a family gathering. So then that way you just advocate for yourself if you can't take a sober buddy. Everyone leaves you alone, and it's your business anyway.
How do families deal when they've got, let's say, an adult child who is consuming drugs? At what point do they say, we need to get some kind of intervention going here? And is that the way to deal with it?
If you've lost control and you've become codependent, and see, there's a difference between codependency and caring.
Yeah.
when I tell someone I care for you and I step in because I care about you living a healthy life, I care for your wellness and longevity and recovery. If I'm allowing you in my house to make disempowering choices and I'm scared to tell you off or set boundaries, that's codependency. So I always say, look, there's simple rules. Young teenagers shouldn't be consuming street drugs. They shouldn't be drinking.
Yeah.
Okay. They shouldn't be doing these things.
Right.
Right. So even though people say, well, marijuana is legal, alcohol is legal as
Yeah.
well.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the conversation has to be, okay, I have to model the behavior. People look at me 18 and a half years sober and say, okay, Mike's sober 18 and a half years. He's doing something. So if an adult is drinking and doing drugs in front of their child and then says to their child, you shouldn't drink and you shouldn't do drugs, I look at the parent and say, well, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You
Mike,
know,
you know, the show is incredible. As I told you before, my husband and I watch it. It's just appointment TV. Thank you so much for the work you do.
oh, thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. We're going to put a link from our website to your book so that folks can check it out. The book again is titled A Dose of Positivity. Thank you, Mike. Appreciate it.
Thank you.